Ministry here in Tehran has announced that President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has won the presidential election in a landslide with 62.6% of the vote against 33% for his challenger, the reformist Mir Hossein Mousavi. That number in the low 60s for Ahmadinejad scarcely varied from about 1 hour after the closing of the poll. And indeed, the victory of Ahmadinejad was announced on national news wires within hours of the closing of the poll. That's just one of the strange, suspicious elements that have driven Mousavi supporters here into a fury. Another being the shutting down of all texting communication across the country, the closing of websites, the closing down of newspapers. Mousavi early today put out a statement saying that what had been demonstrated in the election was that the Islamic Republic was now headed by a government of lies and dictatorship, that he would not accept this, quote, treason toward the voters, and urged his supporters to fight on and protest. Certainly today, in the streets of Tehran, what had been the green wave, the green tsunami of support for Mr. Mousavi had been replaced by a black wave. I saw black-clad special forces, riot police, sweeping down narrow streets in front of Mr. Mousavi's headquarters and sending a very clear message that this hastily declared victory for President Ahmadinejad would have to stand and that no opposition to it would be accepted. I saw women in tears, many women in tears, all the hopes that have been raised in recent days of democracy in Iran, of greater freedom in Iran, seemingly dashed overnight. What lies ahead now is unclear. What is clear is that there's an enormous amount of tension and unease on the streets of Tehran today, and violence seems to be in the air. Demonstrations are being dispersed, and we have had to retreat here to a rooftop in order to make this video recording, because to do so on the streets would be to invite a very violent response from the police. Ahmadinejad himself has declared that he will celebrate tomorrow and hold a press conference. It seems that very tense days lies ahead, and that for now at least the hopes of some rapprochement between Iran and the United States, between Iran and the West, have been put on hold. This is Roger Cohen in Tehran.